Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. That was my cat. Say hi, tripod. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later if that if that actually comes through. Yeah, we're looking at the Bitcoin daily. The weekly close is going to happen in about 15 minutes, so we're going to keep an eye out on that. Yeah, just kind of chill Sunday stream. Man, my cat is going crazy right now. Normally I'm not in this room. Just started coming in here like 2-3 days ago, so now she's freaking out. All right, let's look at some charts. So Bitcoin's still in this descending channel. Depending on how you look at it, could be just a regular old descending channel. If you don't look at the wicks, if you do look at the wicks, it's a descending broadening channel, which I'm not sure what the difference is there. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But yeah, it just kind of looks like a little sideways red candle, which, judging by the past, could result in a red week next week. But I'm not gonna pass any solid judgment on it right away, because anything can happen. So let's take a look at everything else. Bitcoin dominance right now. Hopefully it keeps going down. It does look like it's trying to go up again, which is not good for alts. ETH looks pretty decent. Yeah, it's just it's more of a watered down pattern of Bitcoin. Let's see if we got that descending channel. It's a little messy. I guess it's kind of there. Maybe not. Maybe I just made that up. Well, could do that. Yeah, maybe it's a wedge. Broke out before, fake out, came back all the way right back down. Bounce. Now it's trying to break out. Maybe come down for a confirmation? No, it's messy. It is a double top over at 4,000. But that was when Bitcoin broke all-time highs. So, or at least back here in March. ADA's slumpy. There's no attractive patterns here, in my opinion. It's just kind of a slumpy little mess. So do with that what you will. I'm sure a lot of people don't even look at ADA anymore. Total market cap. Oddly enough, total market cap looks very similar to ADA, at least in the recent couple of months. Yeah, I think everything looks like this. Everything is currently mimicking this, hopefully triple bottom inverse head and shoulders pattern. Silver. Is silver trading again? I guess it is. I'm not sure what time the silver market's open on Sundays, but silver looks decent. Hopefully it breaks above this and doesn't get rejected for a double top. I'm not sure if precious metals trade on similar patterns to the rest of the money markets. SWE. Oh, if you guys are interested, SNEC on ADA is, in my opinion, the best meme play on ADA. I doubt anyone cares, but if you do, get a Cardano wallet, or you might even be able to use Coinbase wallet. I'm not positive on that though. Don't quote me on that. Get a Cardano wallet. Go to, I would suggest Dex Hunter. You could also just go to TapTools, taptools.io, and make sure you have ADA in your ADA wallet, and then you can swap it for Snack, because they're cooking. You know, it's up almost 50%. Or I'm sorry, it's up almost 100% just in the past week. So they've had a good week. SWI is going up. We knew that. It's probably going to keep going up. It'd be cool to see a retracement. That might have been what we got here. 2 days of red and then green continuation. It might just be in this crazy uptrend. You know, a lot of people are talking about this is going to be the next Sol, the next ETH. This is probably going to be the ETH killer of this alt season, probably, if I had to take a guess. Caspa still struggling. Like I said, Caspa had a big summer. I think it was a summer. It might have been, yeah. Just this past year, Caspa's been going crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if they chill out. If this closes like this, this is the monthly candle. So is that? No. Okay. So tomorrow, I believe, is when the monthly candle closes. So we'll have to see if it closes like that. That does look like a doji, which I believe is a reversal candle. The only reason I know that is because of anime. Anime looks at all those candles. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But you know, that's not to say that that could probably just result in a moonshot, because that's probably not the case. I'm sure there's other stuff in that pattern or in that chart that you got to look at. Link the stink, link the slink, Chainlink. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Chainlink is the only good oracle out there. I've seen so many oracles come and go, and they're like, we're the next Chainlink, and they try to compete, and you know, they come into the market with this like fresh new look, and it's attractive for like 5 minutes, and then you realize that it's got like lip filler, and it's had a bunch of plastic surgery and really crappy personality, and then they steal all your money because they weren't like responsible. So that's a little analogy for you. Chainlink is the oracle of choice. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think that it's going up, if anything. But they're definitely here to stay. Solana. Let me go back to the daily. I was looking at the daily. Yeah, solid uptrend still. I don't know if these two wicks mean anything. I think they have to be next to each other to be like a tweezer top or whatever that's called. So this looks okay. I don't have any complaints. It's in an uptrend. It's gonna keep going. Polkadot still makes me sad. Hopefully that's inverse head and shoulders. Hopefully it gets some moonage. It looks like it's had a decent, you know, it's up almost 25% just this past month. So that's pretty decent. But they're way down. They're still kind of like in their bear market low territory. But again, if you zoom out, this is a inverse head and shoulders. This giant triple bottom inverse head and shoulders setup. So Polkadot might explode. That would be cool to see if it does, because I know they have a huge community, huge ecosystem. Doge. Elon started tweeting about Doge. Doge is probably going to get a lot of attention, a lot of hype. All the people that were asking you about crypto last bull market were asking you because of Doge. Doge hype. It's got a name. You know, people know the name, so it's probably going to do some things. Polygon, Matic, Pole, 3 name changes. A lot of volume recently, but they're kind of stagnant. Quite stagnant, actually. Well, I don't know. Let's see this month. Yeah, see, Polkadot had more gains than Pole, whatever. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to call it anymore. But that also means that there's more potential for gain. So we'll have to see what happens. Near, people like near. It's got that inverse head and shoulders set up right here. It's sitting higher than bear market lows. You know, there's a lot of volume, a lot of price action. You know, it's getting the attention that it needs to get to stay relevant. I like near. I think near is a good play. And yeah, that's it. DXY. Hopefully it continues downside. NASDAQ and S&P. We gotta wait until the close, which is in 5 minutes. Weekly close. It's the weekly close. And we are green. So hopefully we just bust through this top trend line. That'd be sick. Joey said GME to the moon. Let's look at GME. GameStop. Roaring Kitty. Maybe it can be the next Roaring Kitty. Talk about GME. Woo, look at that wick. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the weekly. This is the weekly. Okay, so that wick's not too bad. Jeez. Minus 27% as like the solid candle, but how high did that go? Open to close, it went 224%. Somebody cashed out big. That's awesome. So I don't know how true this is. I did see a statistic that like every stock in the stock market is owned majority by other corporations, which also are publicly traded in the stock market. So they kind of all own each other, except for GameStop. GameStop is owned majority by retail, which kind of makes it like the people's choice. I don't know how true that is. That could actually explain the stagnation, because regular retail people don't do like market maker stuff, so it is stagnating way above where it was at before though. Oh my gosh, it was down at like $1. Man, this move right here is what got me into crypto. You know, this exploding, the GameStop saga, and then all the Robinhood drama, and I started looking into money markets, and I was like, I think GameStop is, you know, had its heyday, which I was wrong. I probably should have bought down here and, you know, traded it, but I didn't know anything about trading at the time. You know, everyone was getting stimulus checks and stuff, and I had a bunch of extra money laying around. So I started looking into money markets. I remember hearing about Bitcoin too back in like 2012, 2013. Never bought any, which is such a shitty mistake, but I didn't look into it more than like a half hour, so I don't really ponder on it that much because I never took it too seriously. If I had, that would be devastating. So it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh shit, you know, I should probably pay attention to to this stuff. And then I started getting into crypto. But GameStop, I mean, it has a triangle-esque shape to it. It does look like it could go up. I personally might put a little bit of money into GameStop. You know, the bull market's coming back. People are probably gonna buy this too. It's just like Doge. People know it because of what happened. We got 2 more minutes until the weekly close, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. I guess I'm gonna try to go back to the chart, but I'm gonna click through at least one article while we're waiting. Bitcoin price eyes 11% monthly gains as DXY threatens major plunge. DXY plunge is bullish for the crypto market because people are going to hedge and they're going to buy crypto because it sustains their wealth. It teases best ever September. That's exciting. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed what one popular trader called usual weekend price action characterizing Bitcoin USD. All right. We'll come back to that because the weekly close is about to happen. I don't think anything's going to really change. Right now, the weekly candle's green. Let's check on the daily. Daily candle is red, but it's nothing crazy. This does look like a doji. So that could be a reversal. We could be in for some retrace before we go up. 759. And then yeah, the weekly is just a big fat green candle. There's nothing scary in the weekly, so I would look for daily time frame, slight retrace if anything. There it is. That is the daily and the weekly close. Neat. Nothing has changed. Wow. Wow. Alright. Let's get back to it. 15-minute. It'd be cool to see some Sunday pumpage, but I doubt that'll happen. Anyways, would expect some more volatility later in the day, and of course when futures open back up tonight. Let's look at this ugly thing. January, February. Okay, so right now we are in September. We're at 11.3%. October should be green. Yeah, look at this. Every year except for 2018 has been green in Q4, like crazy. So, do with that information what you will. It gets me excited. I'm excited about it. Next, 3 signs that Bitcoin price is not ready to make a new all-time high. Usually when people say this, Bitcoin proves them wrong. But let's see what this guy has to say. Bitcoin closed at its highest level in 2 months on September 28th and is currently approaching the $66,000 mark. The movement follows gains in the S&P 500 index, which reached an all-time high on September 26th, fueled by robust economic indicators and measures aimed at boosting markets and investors' confidence in China. However, several metrics indicate that Bitcoin is far from entering a bull market. Personally, I think bull market is coming in 2025, but Q4 2024 set up for the bull market. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get any bullish price action. That also doesn't mean that I'm right. I could be super duper wrong. That's just my guess, based on the 4-year cycle and the previous top being in 2021. 4 years from that would be 2025, so it just kind of makes sense, just in the simplest of terms. Usually the simplest answer is the one that happens, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Nobody has a crystal ball. Investor skepticism clouds Bitcoin's recent rally. I'm not going to read the rest of this. This guy just doesn't think that we're going to enter a bull market for some whatever reason, looming recession, which a couple of years ago, I think in like 2020, 2021, Elon Musk, who, you know, if you like him or you don't like him, a lot of people don't like him, a lot of people do, he is the richest man in modern history. So I would argue that he knows a little bit about money. He said we were in a recession for about a year at the point that he said that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we went through a recession, and maybe the Fed did successfully navigate a soft landing. We'll just have to see. Next, Estonia shows AI-powered decentralization networks could transform U.S. policy. Estonia serving as an example of how smaller nations can use technology to punch above their weight and enhance their economic and political standing. In the early 1990s, Estonia emerged from the collapse of the Soviet Union as a newly independent nation. At a time when many former Soviet republics were focused on rebuilding their economies and governance structures, Estonia recognized a unique opportunity, the potential of digital technology to drive its transformation. This small Baltic nation saw the internet not just a tool for communication, but a means to reimagine governance, citizen engagement, and economic growth. So they basically did what everyone always thinks we should have done, probably 10, 15 years ago. I would argue we're a little bit behind, but that's probably just because the government more than likely hides all of our capabilities from us, and like slowly, I think they bottleneck progress for the sake of profit. But that's tinfoil JJ. We'll move on. Estonia's transformation became known as e-Estonia, a digital society built on the foundations of the internet. That's pretty cool. Imagine being the internet nation. They got a whole timeline. This is sweet. They've had online voting since the 2000s. Come on, guys. Can we go with the times? We need more, like, better cybersecurity so that we can comfortably have online voting without worrying about hacking and fake votes and all this stuff. What else do they got? E-residency, data embassy, kick off proactive government, AI strategy. In the 2010s, they were talking about AI. Come on. What the hell is 10 unicorns? They got 10 they found unicorns too, man? The impact has been profound in one generation. Estonia has become a global leader in e-governance, as well as a personal and economic freedom. Estonia serves as an example of how smaller nations can punch above their weight by using technology to enhance their economic and political standing. More than anything, it serves as a powerful reminder. Those that embrace technological revolutions early and boldly are the ones who shape the future. That is badass. I've heard Estonia before. I always thought the name was sweet, but I didn't know they were like a technological marvel of a nation. So that's pretty freaking cool. If you're from Estonia, I think you're a badass. Just so you know. Bullish trading pattern on BNB USD looks ready to explode, but what about the BNB BTC pair? I just wanted to read this title because CZ just got out of prison, so we all know BNB's probably gonna moon because the man's a genius. He might be Satoshi. I don't know. He might just be CZ. I think he's his own guy, and he's just pumping our bags. Going back to the chart, Bitcoin's got a big fat green red candle right now on the 15-minute though, so it's nothing to be scared of. RSI looks like it's about to hit oversold though, which is nice, but this is just the 15-minute again. So let's go to the 4-hour. I mean, I don't know. Is this considered a bull flag? I don't know. It's kind of just a rectangle, if you ask me. I guess you could do that, but then you're ignoring this candle. Maybe it's doing that. I don't know. I'm just trying to fudge stuff together. The reluctant TA guy doing TA on the internet. Moving out of crypto, I got some funny videos, and then we're gonna look at what is the Mandela effect and some examples of the Mandela effect. This video I just thought was really funny. This guy's got cake that looks like a pack of Modelo. And then look at that. Oh, it's actually just Modelo. I thought that was super clever. Really good idea for a dude having a birthday party, because everybody likes beer. This some people might find triggering, you know, if you had events happen here in recent times, but I thought it was funny because it's so true. You know, you and your buddies all have inside jokes. Everybody knows how everybody else is, so this just kind of resonated with me because it's real. The boys at Bro's funeral after mom said haven't gained another angel. Because, you know, you fuck with your friends. So, it's all in good fun. And, you know your buddy's probably laughing with you. And then this, I just want to show this because Clint's always talking about the deer in his yard and stuff. So, I found this video actually from Clint's doorbell cam. And FedEx is currently actively suing him. Clint has a lot of lawsuits going on. You know, he's trying to sue me for Clint's Corner. FedEx is trying to sue him for being attacked in his front yard. I'll let the video speak for itself. Oh my gosh, the deer comes out of nowhere and attacks the delivery guy. Look at that. Right out of Clint's garden. Hits the flowers, takes the flowers. The deer actually stole this hanging flowers right here that Clint grew in his yard and ran off. And the FedEx guy drops the package, which you know that's just a bunch of glass vases. Or it could actually just be boxed wine as well. We can't really tell. And then, you know, they filed a lawsuit afterwards. And then next. Mandela effects. Mandela effects fascinate me. They seem to have started just after the Hadron Collider. I could be wrong, but that's the correlation that everybody always pins to Mandela effects. It's kind of when a bunch of people remember something that apparently is wrong. They're misremembering it, but everyone misremembers it the same way. One of the larger examples is Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." When in reality, if you go and watch the Star Wars movie, he actually says, "No, I am your father. But there's so many examples, even in pop culture, of people referencing this, saying, Luke, I am your father. So people are confused. Mirror, mirror on the wall. This one's another big one. Apparently she actually says magic mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall never happened. There are some examples I believe I've seen of it possibly being written this way in a Disney book. I personally have not actually seen those examples myself, but I've read about them. Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer. This just excites me because the Wienermobile is awesome. And if you don't like it, then you're wrong. But people, is it E or is it A? Apparently it's A, but people remember it as E. New Zealand, this one, I don't recall the location of New Zealand being any different than what it's at. I actually, if you told me to point it on a map, I would think it was probably by Iceland. No reason behind that, that's just where my brain goes. This one really irks me. This apparently is the Berenstain Bears. Growing up, I always, and I can hear it in my head because they had a TV show. I always thought it was Berenstain Bears. Berenstain doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't look right either. This one really gets me. Next, Shazam starring Sinbad. Apparently this is a big one. I believe Sinbad has actually commented on this. I'm just going to read this one directly because I don't know much about it. One of the most well-known examples of the Mandela effect is the collective memory of a movie called Shazam that starred the actor-comedian Sinbad in the 1990s. In fact, no such movie exists, although there was a children's movie called Kazam starring Shaquille O'Neal, and some other coincidences that could help to explain how this movie became created or remembered in many people's minds. Even more confusing, there is now a movie series based on the DC Comics superhero Shazam, though it does not star Sinbad. Excuse me. Pikachu's black tip tail. I vividly remember this one as well. There are 0 examples of Pikachu with a black tip on his tail, but I remember seeing that as a child. Mickey Mouse suspenders. This one I think can kind of be explained away because there are other characters in like the Disneyverse with this like same drawing style in the same time frame that did have suspenders. So I think, and they all looked similar. I think that one can be explained away with just a little bit of misremembering. Sally Field's famous Oscar speech. This is one where everybody thought she said, "You like me, you really like me." And apparently she said, "I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like me." Which is kind of similar to the Luke, I am your father, no, I am your father. You know, it's just a different word, but she even says it differently than what everyone remembers. And I remember this too. I can like hear it in my brain. But apparently it's wrong. Looney Tunes was apparently never LooneyToons. It was Tunes. See, this one, I think I'm on the side of it actually being spelled Tunes, Tunes, because I thought that this was always supposed to be like a record, like a vinyl record. But I also I wasn't really around that long while Looney Tunes was airing. I was born in 1993, so I probably have no room to speak on this one. Jiffy peanut butter. I know Jiffy Lube is a thing, so they might just be confusing the two because I think that they look similar too. Jif peanut butter and Jiffy Lube. That's probably where that confusion comes from. But this is my peanut butter choice. If I could get crunchy peanut butter without destroying the bread, I would. I do like the crunchy, but if I try to spread it on the bread and it rips the bread apart, it pisses me off. And the goal of eating is to have the opposite effect of being pissed off. So crunchy peanut butter is not in my cupboard for that reason. Yeah, right there. Okay, they talk about it. There is Jiffy Lube. There's Jiffy Pop. There's Skippy peanut butter. Okay, so maybe it's just all of that is just being jumbled in people's heads. People can't do similar sounding words. and yet somehow we can learn the English language, which doesn't make sense majority of the time. Curious George's tail. This one confuses me too, because he's a monkey. Monkeys have tails. And I feel like I remember images of him hanging upside down from branches using his tail to like dangle from the branches. So this one is almost like, it seems like they're just gaslighting us. They're like, no, he never had a tail, you dummy. And everyone's like, what? So, I don't know. This one just seems extra evil to me. Fruit Loop. Let's see. You can thank Kellogg's for this entry in the weird spelling section of the Mandela Effect catalog. While the very well-known cereal is supposedly fruit-flavored, they decided to lean into the loops and double up on the double O's, opting for Fruit Loops instead of Fruit Loops, much to our surprise. You know what? I feel like maybe I'm crazy. I feel like this one has changed multiple times. I thought it was fruit, like correct spelling, and that they never had F-R-O-O-T. And then now you're telling me that they do have F-R-O-O-T and it was never the regular word fruit? So that's kind of confusing to me. I feel like that one's changed a couple of times. Maybe I've just been moved to different timelines more than once, but who knows. Fruit of the Looms logo, you know, people remember the cornucopia. This is probably somewhere else for something else. A cornucopia with fruit and vegetables is a common thing for some reason. In the fall, I know it's around a lot for Thanksgiving, so. C-3PO's leg. People remember it being silver. I believe it was his arm, wasn't it? Also, I know that the toy company for this made a bunch of stuff. Like they were given like creative liberties, and there was actually a big lawsuit with Lucasfilms because the toy company was making so much money. Because Lucasfilms wasn't really interested at the time in making money with toys, so they were like, yeah, just like take like 80% of profits or whatever. And then the toys blew up because they were like, yeah, just make whatever you want. They were like, okay. So the toy company is actually responsible for a lot of Star Wars lore and like world building because of all of the toys that they made. Lucasfilms wanted a chunk of that, and I think they lost their lawsuit more than once. It's very interesting. If you have a chance, there's a series on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us, and there's a episode dedicated to the Star Wars toys. I highly recommend watching the entire series, but the Star Wars toys episode is very intriguing because you learn the ins and outs of what actually happened with that situation. This one I'm not familiar with, old black and white, Casablanca. I should probably watch that movie. I consider myself a movie buff, but I have not seen Casablanca. That's probably like a cardinal sin in the world of movies. Mr. Rogers, I believe that he probably said this differently in a couple of different episodes because he recorded so many, so I wouldn't be surprised. But maybe he didn't. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. And everybody remembers it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So, who knows? That's weird. That one actually does freak me out. The Monopoly's monocle. There's a bunch of dudes in pop culture that look just like this with the monocle. I could be wrong, but I feel like the Pringles guy had a monocle at one point, and they look very similar. I could be just making stuff up, but it also seems like half of these companies are starting to make stuff up too, so give me a break. And then that's it. They try to gaslight you and explain away why Mandela effects are what they are, but I'm not buying it. I think we've been moved into different timelines, different realities. Maybe we're in the simulation now, and the simulation glitches every once in a while, and we get false information presented to us. But who knows? Back on the Bitcoin chart, 8 o'clock was the 4-hour close as well, so we are getting some downside here. I think we're going to retrace, and I don't know. Let's see if we can determine a target. I'm going to try fibs. Maybe we just go down right here. Retest this. 64.3, 64.4. That could be a little bit low, though. We could just go right here. 65.2. And that's just based on, you know, previous resistance right here, where the screen candle stopped and then it turned red. couldn't break above, and then it finally broke. That's several 4-hour candles, and then the other level was right here. You know, these two candles couldn't break above. They retried, couldn't break above. Retried, finally broke above. Retested actually, and then continued to the upside. So maybe we need another retest. Maybe the RSI just needs to cool off. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I'm probably gonna call it a night, guys. It's 8:20. I'm not sure how long I've been going for. Let's see. I'm going for about 35 minutes. I think 40 minutes is usually like my average so far. But that's the weekly close, the daily close, and I believe at the end of the day tomorrow is going to be the monthly close. So we'll see how that turns out. Until then, I don't think I'm going to be doing any morning streams during the week because I have a regular ass job. So, but I'll probably see you guys tomorrow night. Happy Sunday. Have a good one.